this first screen will come. You need to provide some description. Then in the first tab I have provided something. Now we will discuss about this something. What exactly is this tab's meaning? So what is this? This is a tab of delivery and maintenance. Well, let's jump into the table. Is it, did you save it? Yes, okay, it's got saved. Okay. So the first tab, delivery and maintenance. What exactly is this? Now this tab is going to hold the information related to which kind of data is this table is going to store, and how anyone can access this table. Because whenever you are creating a table, so it should be ensured that, because I am creating a table, the sole purpose is I want to store some data. Now I need to provide the information like what kind of data this table is going to store, or who are the person who can go and store data in this particular table. So now in the delivery and maintenance table, there is a field called delivery class. What exactly is this? If you click the F4 button, say this is the F4 button, search help, the first class I mentioned you. If you have any doubt, just press that one. It will show you for this particular field, C, A, C, lot of entries are there. Means what are the possible values? If you press Z here, it will say the enter a valid value. It's not valid. So to find out a valid value, there is always a F4 option is available. Just press that button. It will show you what are the possible values it could have. Now what this delivery class is holding? It is holding the type of data it can store. See, if you put A, it will hold the data. This table will be going to hold only master data and transaction data. So you know what is master data, transaction data. If you press C, this table will hold customization table maintenance only by customer, not SAP import. Means it would be a customer specific table. Means this table will not be used by throughout business. This table will be used by specific customers only. Suppose for a specific customer, I want to update this value at the end of the day. So like this kind of a table. Like there are certain all the details like table storing temporary data, customizing table data, control data, SAP customer data. Like control data means control the organization. You have some particular certain data which is not at all changing frequently. So some control data, system table maintenance data. So this kind of information you can just go through, you will understand. Or you, for exam purpose, you can memorize those things. That's it. A means this, C means this, like this one. So delivery class holds the information what kind of data it can store. So suppose I will put master data or transaction data because this is the mostly used one. Now data browser, table viewer maintenance. Who can means how this table can be accessible. So if you say that display maintenance allowed with restrictions, now this table will understand that to maintain this table, your particular user ID should have some particular authorization group or some particular access. Those people who have those particular access, they only can maintain this table. Display maintenance allowed. So this is for globally, anyone can maintain. Like display maintenance not allowed. Nobody can maintain the table. So this is not at all used like this. Means you created some table, nobody can externally maintain the table. This table can be used by some other program or some other way. Okay. So this is what delivery class, table maintenance attribute. Any question in this? Two-level domain concept. This one is already covered. Okay. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Any question?
No, nothing. While listening, it okay, seems easy, but again, I mean, so I need to practice.
I didn't get you. See, sound is not clear.
Oh, actually, while listening, then till now it's okay, understandable.
Okay.
I definitely need some practice to get the grip on this.
Yes. See, after this session means if you just log into SAP and just play with the screens, it's very simple.
Yeah.
So just fix that installation problem, and if you follow the slides, these are very simple things. You can remind them easily. Just one practice is enough. Just for the time being, just understand the concept or the basic. After that, you can remind those things. Two-level domain concept already elaborate. multiple data element can have a single domain. Yes. Data element, predefined data elements. Predefined data element is nothing but SAP provided, means whatever is there in the abap dictionary. It's not Z, it's SAP Labs or SAP India has created that one. Create data element. We have created data element already. Data element documentation. Yes. One more thing is the documentation. Documentation means, see, suppose for this Kunnar, documentation, supplementary documentation. So these two buttons are like, documentation is some brief, in supplementary you can provide some more details. What is this documentation holding? It will tell you the story about this Kunnar data element. Means this is a customer number, this could be like this some extra text like customer number, nothing more than nothing is given much more than. You can provide some more description like this is a customer table, customer from this table are going to use this one. So like simple description so that anyone can understand. Domains, characteristics of a domain. It could have how many characters. Allowed values. Okay, this is one important point. Now, allowed values, the term is simply when I press F4 here, you have noticed that what are the values I can put here, and it will not accept anything. So this field has a particular restriction. It can contain these values only. Now a domain can have this particular characteristics. Like if you double click on a domain, there is a tab called value range. If you click on the value range, you will find that there is a container where you can put some existing values, or else there is a field called value table. Now what is this value table doing? Suppose for this particular KNU field, Kunnar field, if you like the earlier example, if you want to put anything in this field, it will not accept it. How the process will go? It will go and check in the value range table. That will be done in the runtime. What it will check? It will check in the value range table any values available or not, to check with the entry you have given, or else it will go into this table and it will check whether that entry is already there in this table or not. So if it matches, then only it will accept, otherwise it will not accept. So that's what a value range tab can do. For a particular specific domain, you can specify the particular values of a particular field, like this one, simply this one, data class C. At the back end, whenever you just press F4 button or you press Z, at the back end it is comparing with these values, and those values are coming from some particular table, or it could have some value table also. Just let me check what is exactly the field name is. What happened? Condition flag. This is the domain. I'm going inside this domain, value range C. They have not mentioned table here. What they have mentioned is that they have fixed the values, like you can put A, C, L, G, this kind of things. If nothing is mentioned, you can put anything. If anything is mentioned, this value should be strictly, it should check these values. It should check these values, or it should check this table like this. Okay. So what I have done to see this, see, if you need any information like delivery class, this field is holding value A. Now what is this field? I want to know. Just press F1. Just press F1 anywhere. If you want to know this field, press F1. Just select this field and press F1. It will show you the performance assistance one screen, and which holds the details related to this particular field, delivery class, what kind of a field it is. And there is a button called technical button. If you click that button, it will show you the technical name of this field, the technical structure name. Double click on it, you can navigate to the particular table from which this field is coming, like this. So allowed values, domain. Benefit of use allowed values, I already explained. Create a domain. Yes, we can create, we can provide single value, or we can provide intervals, we can provide value table name. Fields, we have already added a field. Now maintaining technical settings in a table. Now what exactly is the technical settings in a table? Now see, we have done with the delivery class or delivery and maintenance class. Now there is a button technical settings. Click this one. Now this screen will tell you lot of story related to this table. Now see, you will find another data class here. This is also kind of a similar thing. Master data, transaction data, customer data, like this. Suppose I will say master data or transfer data. So this is nothing to explain. This is similar to that only. Next one is size category. So this is one important thing. You just press F4. That's what is the problem of test system. Leave it. Let me show you for an existing system. Technical details. Just press F4. You will see that it will display your pop-up screen like that. Now size category. What does it mean by size category? It will show you how many entries this table could store. If you mention 0, it could have 0 to 340. If you made 1, it could have this to this, it may be this to this, it may be this to this. So these entries could be fixed, could be something in 4.7, could be something maybe in EC6, maybe 0 to 1000 like this. But the implication of this size category is it will tell you how many entries this table could have. Now suppose you have mentioned 0. So it will only have 0 to 340. Now what will happen if it exceeds 340? Now SAP has already developed something called SAP table extensions. Now what exactly that is? It's an internal kind of thing. Means SAP automatically understand that. Now if you mention 340 and if it exceeds from 340, so from those table extensions it can increase the size of the table. Now how that table extension is working, I also don't have no idea. Just theoretically I have this much of information because I have never faced this kind of scenario actually. So what does it mean? Suppose you have some table, you have created some table which holds the organizational data. Now organizational data is a kind of data which will never be going to change, or maybe after 5 years it is going to change. So suppose today you have created this table with your organization data. Suppose that there is 300 entries. So definitely it will continue. Still you are not going to reform your organization. You are not going to do some drastic change in your organization. But till that day it will not going to change. For transactional data you should select much more entries because this could hold many data. A lot of customers are every day recharging, doing this, Airtel Live, those things. So this data should be updated. This table should have the capacity to hold those many lakhs of data. So this is what it is showing. This is the logical storage parameter screen. Okay. Next one is buffering. Now buffering is another very good concept in SAP. Now what exactly is a buffering? Buffering means suppose you have a very large table in the database or for a transaction table or whatever it is, which holds lakhs of data or which is updating every day. Every day this table is updating with lakhs of data. Now what will happen if at the end of the day multiple managers are going to track for each region for my region what are the today's transaction? What will happen? Suppose at the same time they are going to access the same table from 15 countries or 15 regions. So at the same time from the 15 machines it will try to get different data from the same table. So just think about the access or think about the performance of the database at that time. So to improve that performance, SAP has come up with a solution called buffering. So buffer is a very good feature. So what it will do, so suppose a table has been created and whenever someone accesses the table for the first time, SAP will create a duplicate table record in the application server. So in the database it is having suppose 6 lakhs of records. Now whenever somebody accesses this table first time, it will copy the same 6 lakh entries into the application server. Now from the next time anyone is going to access the database, it will not go to database, it will take the data from the application server. Now what will happen if in the next hour this table is updated with 1 lakh more entries, like from 6 lakh to 7 lakhs. So for those kind of tables, means where the buffering is allowed, it will automatically, after certain times, automatically that replication will be happen. So like that. So this will improve the performance, because in the first class I told you that suppose for employee for an office they have 100 employees connected to one application server, one database server. I have recruited 100 more, so I'm not going to attach those new 101 with the earlier application server. I'll create another application server. So application server will take the load of new 100 employees, but the database will get the same kind of a load only. So that's what the buffering is doing. Buffering not allowed, buffering allowed, but switched off, buffering switched on. So these are the buttons. Now buffering can be of 3 types: single record buffering, generic buffering, or full buffer. If you take full buffered, it will not check for anything, any particular field. It will understand that I need to get data. I need to replicate the whole table. Means I'll consider the whole table. What is a single record? Single record means this particular table is maximum time. This particular table is searching for or accessing for only a single record only. So I will mention that particular single record. And middle one is generic area buffer, means multiple fields. See, you can mention a number of keys. So you suppose for 3 to 4 key combination, mostly this table is going to use. So in application server, based on those 3 to 4 combination, whatever data available, it will be automatically available in application server. So that's what the buffering is. Last one is yeah. Tell me.
Can you come again with the buffering and buffering types?
Buffering type.
Both buffering and buffering type.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
just confused.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Can please let me know means what exactly your confusion is? Means did you understand anything or you understand nothing?
Yeah, you buffering itself I got confused. So can you explain that one first?
Sure. See, buffering is a kind of facility available in abap dictionary. Suppose it's a very simple example. Suppose like that Airtel example what I used to give from the first class. Suppose today you have done some recharge Airtel Life, some transactions specific to your number. Okay. So suppose for a particular there are some specific country has been divided into 15 or 6 or 20 region, and every day at the end of the day, at the evening at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, some manager is going to sit in his system and he want to check for a particular day how many customers have been recharged or how many customers have been done for some kind of transactions today. So from where he will get the data? There is as he has implemented SAP, so all the transactions happening throughout the country has been saved in a particular table, one table. Now these 20 people will try to access this particular table for different region. So what will happen? If those 20 people will try to access directly from the data, from this database, the system will be hanged or the whatever database will crash. Anything could happen, because I think it's understandable, because if 20 people is going to try to access a particular system, the system will going to hang. Now what is the logic of application server? Now see, now all those 20 regions, they should have a application server. Now those application servers are connected to the database server. Now here the buffering is coming into the picture. What it will do is that suppose the table is there in the database, and then table is having some 1 crore of record. Now this table is going to create a duplicate table which is not existing in the application server, but it's the kind of replica. So that replica table will be created in application server. In 20 application server, that replica entry will be created. Now whenever those person or those managers are going to access the data from this table, he or she need not to go into the database. Database will not at all directly be fetched. They can get the data from their each and every application server, and they will immediately get the results as the load has been shared by 20. So that's what the buffering is called. Is it okay?
Okay.
You got right?
Yeah, I got. Actually, I asked my previous what buffering means every time I understood that it's only some free space like that.
No.
We're having some memory
Yeah.
like that. That's in my mind. So that's why I got bit confused. Okay, now.
Okay, okay. See, but buffering is used only for big tables, or which tables are used frequently. Only for those tables buffering is allowed. For most of the table buffering is not allowed. See, this is a SAP table, customer table, and customer table is not at all updated every day. It means new business. If you get some new business, then only a customer is created. So in production, you will find that this table is updated maybe some to weekly, monthly basis like this, and so those tables can be accessed immediately from the database because they have some very less records. See, it's only 5500 to 22,000 like that. So if a table like for transaction data tables, like everyday lakhs of records are updating, so those kinds of tables are having the problem. So for those kind of tables only, buffering is allowed, and buffering is of three types. Full buffered is irrespective of any key. It will create a duplicate record of whatever is there in the database, a duplicate in application server. What is single record? Single record is like there is a table in database, and the nature of the table is like that. Based on certain particular single field, this table is going to access every time. So what it will do? It will do a replica based on that single field only. It will not go for all the fields. Based on that field only, it will create a replica. Like generic keys for multiple keys, like 3 to 4 kinds of key combination you want to access this data. So this way it will create a replica, or based on those 3 to 4 fields, data will be already available in the application server. So that's what the buffering is called. Just try to imagine or be clear about this database layer, application layer, and presentation layer. It could be for any kind of organization. Database layer should be one. Database should have one, or it could be 2-3 database. If it's a very big company, it could have a 2-3 database. But generally, database should be one. It could be connected with multiple application server, like 20 application server. Now each application server could connect to the hundreds of computers like this. So it's a very simple flow logic. Okay, so that's what the technical settings are holding. Okay, what next? This is using a table in a program. This is not required right now. Okay, summary. So this is what about technical settings. What next? Foreign key relationship.